Middle. Aubrey with another
again.
touch. She's going to have one-on-one.
Aubrey
And she
again.
has her double!
QB can't get it off, and he's taken down
by Trenton Brown.
Trenton Brown, the savior out here.
Get it over. Keeps it alive. Madison Thompson with the set. Tessa with the spike. And Isabel thinks about it. And she's going to take a hit. No problem. What a find. Welcome to Breck Live and to Brandenburg, Kentucky tonight for our first round of district play. Tonight's the Lady Tigers squaring off against more than familiar foes, Hancock County. I'm John Smith, finally joined again by my partner Noah Knight to bring it all to you. And Noah, what's it feel like to be back?
Well, we certainly just got through what was nothing short of an absolute blowout with the Meade County and Cloverport game. What were your thoughts on that one as we count down to this Tigers-Hornets matchup?
Well, we know Kendall Wingler is quite easily one of the greatest players the 11th district has ever seen. Once again, that's on display. Like you mentioned, final score 91-27, and what was at best a merciless showing on the part of Meade County tonight. And I think, of course, Meade County going into the championship so far, unfortunately, have to be deemed favorites going into it right now.
Well, I'll say it didn't really look much of a challenge. We didn't get to see much of the game, but it was by the third quarter, towards the end of the third quarter, it was over, and I don't know that there was much of a reason for Meade County to have the starters in. However, looking at this game, two big names that stand out for Hancock County, a freshman and seventh grader that we've talked about a lot before. Seventh grader number 1, Carmen Riley, averaging 14.4 points this season. Bailey Poole averaging 12.4 points per game, having 18 points against Grayson County last Thursday, and also scored 20 points against Apollo.
Yeah, had some phenomenal showings there, and of course not the first time these two teams have matched up. It'll be the third on the season. Breckinridge County's won 16 straight now against the Hornets, so a lot of pressure to keep that streak going. And first game won pretty handily, 71-46 at Tiger Arena. We saw Carmen Riley have 15 points on 3 3-pointers then, but Isabel Grimes with 31 and Aaliyah coming in with 13 points and 14 rebounds made for a pretty comfortable 71-46 victory for the Lady Tigers. But going to Hancock County, it was not the same case on Valentine's Day. The Lady Tigers won 48-44, but gave up a 16-point lead midway through the third quarter and let Hancock County really get a real shot at it. Hancock County shooting 17 for 30 from the field at 57%. And if they can do anything like that, it'll be really hard to take them down in what nobody is calling a gimme game here in this first round.
You look at, of course, we've talked about it before with Breckinridge County. Natalie Tabor, the only senior, but we look along the Hancock County roster. There are 2 seniors that could perhaps be playing in their final games of their high school careers. 3 players, seniors, putting it all on the line tonight. And, of course, you can only expect the most out of this matchup because it's always going to be competitive. It's always going to be back and forth and right down each other's throats, defensive and offensively. And
Hancock County, a little bit of an anomaly when it comes to wins and losses. Like Noah mentioned, coming off a win against Grayson County, 13 for 26 from 3, and what is just flat out an unstoppable performance, 156-53. But they have losses that the Lady Tigers were able to put away pretty comfortably against Whitesville Trinity, for example, Davis County, for example. But able to knock down Grayson County and McLean County, 2 teams that the Lady Tigers split with, and then McLean County, the Lady Tigers losing by 12 at the Sports Center earlier in the year.
Now another big name for Hancock County, one of those seniors that I did mention, Kiara Duncan, averaging 11 points and 5.2 rebounds on the year. This is her 5th year for the Lady Hornets, and I know that she'll also be a big key to this one tonight.
I think all the pressure tonight on the Lady Tigers. They've really had a rough end of the year. A very good game against Owensboro Catholic, just not enough, unfortunately, and coming off a better performance despite the scoreline against Henderson County. Henderson County, just an incredibly good team, a team that only had 2 losses in the entire state this year so far. and they also shoot around 50% from the three-point line. Pretty incredible stuff, but as I mentioned, the Lady Tigers, 16 straight wins over the Hornets, have not been knocked out of the first round in the district tournament since 2013, which was the last time Hancock County actually took down the Lady Tigers. And all the pressure on the Lady Tigers tonight, especially after how the season is closed out.
We could certainly see another visit here for the Lady Tigers by the end of this one if that amazing run of games and wins over Hancock County continues. And here come the Lady Hornets now, taking the floor. Of course, leading the charge is Carmen Riley.
For the Lady Tigers as well, another thing to mention, four-peat district champions. And interesting thing to note, the last time they won a game at Meade County High School was in the district tournament back in 2015. So this is clearly not an easy place to win, even when you are district champion every single year and playing at this building every single year. You are always going to have it tough here. And even if the Lady Tigers win, it is going to be an absolute fight to the death.
Whereas you always look at we just seen the Lady Waves, playing at home. You see just how comfortable they are, and really just have the no mercy mindset of we've come here to win, and we're going to do everything it takes to make sure that we've got a win in the books.
And we saw them bring that against the Lady Tigers, especially in that second game this year, 68-50. The Lady Tigers never in that one, starting down 50-68, I believe. Just not a good showing.
Going from a 5-point game at home to a double-digit deficit in that second game.
It was not a convincing showing here last time. Definitely need a better performance. They would have come out winners in this one. The big factor I think we've seen in the last two games, Isabel Grimes really playing back at a good level, especially against Owensboro Catholic, was able to penetrate, was able to make big plays, and it really paid off. Breaking down the defense, getting passes out, and it was a good showing from the Lady Tigers, but just not enough against a very strong Owensboro Catholic team led by Hannah McKay, who is, of course, as we know, committed to Murray State Division I, and she's about 6'3", so would dwarf pretty much anybody out there. But yet only a 7-point lead, and we're going to see the Lady Tigers come back in now for pregame huddle here.
And of course, you mentioned that Catholic game. 17 points from Aaliyah Mucker with 2 3-pointers in that game. An absolute amazing game from Aaliyah in that one. That being senior night, of course, and it was senior Natalie Tabor who just could not knock down that late free throw in the game to keep them in it.
Definitely would have kept the Lady Tigers in the game. We saw that against Grayson County as well with Skylar Tucker, and it's been a couple of late game situations that the Lady Tigers have really, really struggled on. And if you're going to make it far in any tournament, that's where you got to be your best. And we're just about 25 seconds to tip off. Noah, what are we really looking forward to tonight?
Well, I think the biggest key for these Lady Tigers is to make sure that shots are falling and that they don't fall behind early. Also, if they do get a big lead early, they need to make sure that that doesn't go to their head and that they can hang on and keep that lead until the final buzzer sounds, because you do have to play from buzzer to buzzer at all times.
And that'll send us now over to our starting lineups. No surprises from the Lady Tigers out there tonight. Lineup we've seen all year long, aside from Isabel's absence a little bit. Interesting thing to note, though, Cassidy did not start in the last game against Owensboro Catholic. Skylar actually filled in there. As for Hancock County, very, very, very young team. As we know, 2 middle schoolers starting, a freshman, and then 2 upperclassmen, Duncan the senior and Riley the junior. But Carmen Riley, 7th grader who dropped 21 against Grayson County on 5 made 3-pointers. Absolutely deadly.
But of course, you look at these two teams, and just about like the Lady Tigers, not a lot of size out there right now. In fact, it is a full side of guards for Hancock County.
And right out of the gate, Isabel's going to come away with the ball. She takes it to her left, kicks it out. Aaliyah long 2, short into the hands of Sydney, and she drags it out here. Now to Natalie on the right baseline, out to Aaliyah, who takes the drive right, kick it out here to Sydney, and they're going to call a walk there.
You definitely don't need to let that go to their head. Just simple mistakes. Need to calm down and get the nerves settled.
Sydney looking a little surprisingly timid there, not willing to take the shot, and has kind of surprised me there.
Definitely, I think, could have made a drive even and drawn some contact, but here it is, Sydney there picks it away.
Coming on the steal there against Duncan, now to Cassidy, and Isabel back at the top of the key. Kicks it out to Sydney, who looks and gives it back to Isabel. Sets up the high offense here. Back cut look from Natalie. Finds the cut, though, to Sydney, who takes it in, puts up the layup. No good and short, and into the hands there of Roberts. She's going to take it. And Isabel nearly a steal, as that one made its way into the hands of Poole to Roberts. Duncan here drags it out on the right side. Has to get rid of it and gets into the hands.
Definitely need to watch the jumping for the Lady Tigers. Don't want to draw any unnecessary fouls.
Need to be careful to lock down on that 7th grade sensation, Carmen Riley, for the Lady Hornets here. Back in the matchup here. Up now Riley. To Carmen Riley. And back up to Poole here. Poole, the freshman guard, averaging 12 points per game. This Hancock County team really built for the future, and they will be a real threat in this 11th district for a long time.
Riley finds Poole out for 3.
Pulls 3.
First points of the game, no good.
Isabel here on the rebound. She's dragging it in, may have had numbers, takes it all the way in against Duncan, puts it up, and can't get the roll.
Nearly gets that lucky roll in.
That'll send Isabel to the line now. 69.2%.
I think the defense of Hancock County may have had that pass to Natalie Red, which is why Isabel took it for herself. Does knock down the first free throw, though.
The first points of the game, just under 2 minutes into it. That defensive possession there from the Lady Tigers was very solid. Just kept out one drive and let the 3 get off, but tapped into the hands now. Aaliyah on the rebound, out to Isabel.
That
back
is
on the right
exactly
side.
what we expect from Aaliyah.
Natalie, the lone senior, to Aaliyah now. Isabel left, kick out. Natalie, 3 on the way.
That
just
one
long.
off the back iron, but it is tipped out by Aaliyah. Just cannot handle it there.
And Carmen Riley now into the hands of Bailey Poole here. Hancock County, no rush here. 1-0, the Lady Tigers with an early and small lead. Duncan inside Riley. Kick out, 3 on the way is right. That one coming from Riley.
Duncan now.
Duncan right wing. Passes this one over to Riley. Poole. Poole slows it all the way back down. Carmen Riley. Haven Riley back up to Carmen. Inside, great pass. Lily Roberts, no good. Gets the rebound, puts it up over Natalie and puts it in. And the Lady Hornets take the lead here, 2-1. Quickly into the press now. Isabel gets it across the timeline here. Looks to take it left, drags it out to Cassidy. The Lady Tigers not really pulling anything. Sydney fires up a triple. This one well off.
Long.
Natalie couldn't storm the rebound, and Carmen Riley has it. Taking it down the court, kicks it out into the hands of Duncan, who fires up a 3. This one off, right into the hands, though.
May have gotten a hand to the mouth there as she released it.
And that's going to send Yara Duncan to the line on the foul from, I believe, Cassidy there. Kira Duncan 67% on the year.
First one is good.
Looking to knock down the second here and push this lead up to 3. This one long, though, no good, and going to be tipped off the hands of Haven Riley there. So far, the Lady Tigers working okay against this press, but not able to really create any offense. Here's Aaliyah, drags it out, kick to Cassidy, 3 on the way, and it's good. Cassidy with a really nice finish on that 3-point attempt. She is 32% on the year from 3. Here's Carmen Riley, who fires up a triple. This one right into the hands of Natalie and going to be tapped out of bounds, but it will stay there with the Lady Hornets. Here's Kira Duncan to get it in on the baseline for the Hornets. Finds Poole. Poole drags it up onto the right wing, kicks it over here to Riley. Looks left, takes right. Out to Kira Duncan, who fires up a triple and knocks it down. So far, Hancock County finding answers right now. And a turnover here from the senior, put up and in by Kira Duncan. And an early 4-point lead from Hancock County, and a foul going to be called here. This one going to go against, I believe, Carmen Riley. Hancock County causing a couple of problems here early for the Lady Tigers.
A bit of a slow start for the Lady Tigers now.
Just one made field goal, and something we've seen too often of. Sydney barely gets out of that trap into the hands of Aaliyah now. She pulls up, gets it. And
definitely going to be a massive part of if these Lady Tigers want to win.
Kira Duncan
open.
This one well off the mark. Natalie here drags it out. And nearly another turnover from the senior again, but it's going to be in the hands of Isabel here. She drags it all the way in. Great drive, but can't get the finish.
Too long, too hard on that one.
Bailey Poole with the rebound. Takes it up across the timeline. Into the hands here now of Riley. Back to Poole. Has Duncan coming, but she elects to hold it here. 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. 6-8 lead in favor of Hancock County. Poole takes it in. Great pass, and that's going to send Lily Roberts to the line. Roberts on the year, 59%. Her first one is good.
Skylar Tucker set to check in now. She will be checking in for Cassidy McDaniel.
Skylar, a player we know can bring a lot of energy and a lot of fight to a team. Roberts' second attempt is also good. And that will push Hancock County to 3 for 4 from the line and up to a 4-point lead now. Natalie here to Sydney. Tries to find Skylar. Dangerous pass, but going to be last touched by Kira Duncan.
Lady Tigers perhaps forcing things a bit right now.
And we immediately see Cassidy coming following that dangerous pass from Sydney. And she knows not the right decision there. Kick out to Cassidy here in the corner from Natalie on the baseline inbound. Aaliyah here now takes it left all the way in, puts it up with the right, can't get the finish, and it makes its way into the hands here of Haven Riley. Duncan, Roberts, and Carmen Riley now. Back up to Duncan, the senior on the team. 4-point lead, Hancock County. Roberts into the corner, Carmen Riley. She's looking and going to turn it over here. And good defense there from the Lady Tigers. Able to force the error there. It's going to be Natalie to inbound again, and we're going to see Cassidy shift over here to this right side. Natalie looks for the inbound, finds Cassidy. Great cut here from Isabel. Takes it up the middle of the court. may have numbers here. Skylar can't handle
fumbles.
it. And a double dribble is the call. Gonna push everything forward here now. The Lady Tigers have been so good at turning defense into offense this year, but and right there it is.
Off the inbound upon entering the Hornets player's hands.
And something we've seen not a lot of in recent weeks. The Lady Tigers turning defense into offense, but right there a perfect example. Here's Roberts now. 2-point edge still.
Arguably it is what this team knows best.
Carmen Riley, she fires up a triple. Well off and long. Aaliyah keeps it in though, and maybe a poor mistake there. Kira Duncan though going to travel, and the Lady Tigers are going to get the basketball. You see now Alex Kratzer coming to the game for Hancock County. Guarding the inbound pass. Here's Isabel. Working against two here, a minute and a half to go.
You mentioned Alex Kratzer checking in, one of the more valuable players off this Lady Hornets bench. But there it is, the Lady Tigers' first lead of the game since 1-0.
And a big step-back triple from Isabel, who's scored the last 5 of the game now. Roberts in possession. Gives it up here to Poole. Kicked out to Carmen Riley on the left side. Working against Skylar now into the hands of Kratzer. Kratzer looks, kicks it out to Duncan. All the way over now back to Poole.
Carmen Riley guarded here by Skylar.
Under a minute to go now. Roberts, Kratzer, and back to Bailey Poole. Bailey Poole, a 35% three-point shooter, so would not be surprised if she elects to try and shoot this one here. Isabel comes out on her. Into the hands.
Not going to get the possession for the rest of this quarter.
And it looks like that's certainly what they're hoping for. Roberts to Carmen Riley. Under 20 now. Into the hands of Poole to Duncan. 15. Guarded by Isabel. Poole thinks about it, drives it against Skylar. And Carmen Riley to Duncan, fires it up. That one just long. 4 seconds to go on the rebound. Kratzer with the offensive board. And they're going to call travel here. The Lady Tigers have the ball with 0.6 of a second.
You hate to say it, but really that Hancock possession was all for none, because you see all the time wasting there, and they still couldn't get a shot to fall.
And may still let the Lady Tigers get a chance, but not to be. And the Lady Tigers are going to wrap up the first quarter here with an 11-10 lead. As we send you now over to our sponsors.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor, and that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you, and online at wrightimp.com.
And we now welcome you back here. Just about to get underway in the second quarter of action. Lady Tigers leading 11-10. Noah, what did we see in that first quarter?
It was a very, very slow start to the offense for the Lady Tigers. However, we did see what seemed to be a little bit of time wasting there at the end of that first quarter for Hancock. While they didn't get the shot off, or the shot they wanted, it still, as you had mentioned, did prevent the Lady Tigers from putting up any more and keeping that momentum going.
We know that Hancock County would love to slow this game down, would love to keep turnovers low, and would love to just grind out a win against the Lady Tigers. And I believe, as you mentioned earlier, we see Megan LeClaire in the game now. She's a junior.
Now, of course, one thing to note, there is always something that you could say about the no-shot clock rule. But it's not often that you would really call it abused.
And we'll stay here with Hancock County. Duncan to inbound. Duncan looks, Gets it in here. And into the hands of Poole now, following the pass away from Kratzer. Here's Riley. Out now to LeClaire. Duncan. Poole. The Lady Tigers with some great defense so far in the second quarter. Not giving Hancock County an inch. Pick from LeClaire here. Duncan on this left side. Tipped away, and there's Skylar storming the ball, and she puts up the layup out of control, though, and can't get the finish. Rebounded by Duncan, dragged out here by Poole. Takes it into the middle of the court. Kicks this one out here to LeClaire, who can't control it, but is able to get into the hands here of Poole. And back out now to Riley. No Carmen Riley to start this second quarter from the Lady Hornets. Wasn't able to get many open looks. Kratzer somehow splits two and gets an easy finish. Great pass there.
One of the more sizable players on this Hancock side.
Aaliyah able to storm all the way down the court, but once again a missed layup opportunity from the Lady Tigers.
Too much momentum, not enough focus on the finish there.
LeClaire to Duncan. And to Haven Riley here, the junior. Overloads this left side here. Takes it right, gives it up to Duncan though. Looks for the pick from LeClaire. Step up triple from Duncan is good. And that largest lead of the game is back for Hancock County. No offense right now from the Lady Tigers. A problem we've seen far too often in these last 7-8 games. Cassidy here.
Open in that corner again, and it's good.
And a massive triple from Cassidy McDaniels there, able to pull it back to a 1-point game. We know how good of a spot-up shooter she is. Here's Poole now. All the way nearly at half court here.
Sydney Tucker now on the sideline waiting to check in for the Lady Tigers.
Drive here from Riley. Gives it out to Duncan, who just knocked down a triple. Inside pass to LeClaire. Kick out three on the way by Riley. It's long into the hands of Aaliyah. Takes it down the court. Left side out to Isabel, who knocked down a three earlier. Drives it in. Kicks it out. Cassidy tries another
again.
one. Can't get it though, and rebounded by Duncan. Poole now to her left and gives it out here into the hands of Riley. Duncan here now. Back out Kratzer. Guarded by Natalie. Looking to thread the needle, and they're going to call a timeout here, Hancock County. Really good defense from the Lady Tigers, but have not been able to turn it into offense so far.
Sydney Tucker will check in whenever we resume action, as well as I believe Carmen Riley will be checking back in for Hancock County.
The Lady Tigers really being held to their own here, not being able to break away. And we know Hancock County absolutely wants this game as low scoring as possible. Really hoping to grind out a result whenever their threes aren't dropping. So far, they've done a pretty good job of it. Particularly into that quarter, into that first quarter, as you mentioned, and so far in the second quarter. No fast break opportunities allowed, but they're finding open shots. As for the Lady Tigers, definitely need to be more adept in the finishing on layup opportunities. Duncan inbound it into the hands of the now entering Carmen Riley, the 7th grader and leading scorer for this Hancock County team. LeClaire, and they're going to call the foul here against Sydney. Certainly an unpopular decision there amongst the Breck County supporters here. And into the hands, though, now of Riley. LeClaire. Out to Duncan. Looks inside, Carmen Riley. She thinks about the three, guarded by Isabel, though. Isabel with some great defense there. Pass inside. And what nearly would have been a turnover, but Cassidy just unable to control that one. Hancock County doing just what they need to do if they want to win this game, though. slowly force their way into the paint.
Bailey Poole now checking back in for LeClaire.
Kiera Duncan gets this one in to Lily Roberts. She tries to find some space. And now to the hands of Bailey Poole. Carmen Riley swarmed immediately by Isabel. And Kiera Duncan swarmed right on top of Isabel as well here. Here's Kiera.
Duncan lucky to be able to control that one. Aaliyah deflects that one.
And Hancock County just getting everything to drop their way, it feels like right now. The Lady Tigers haven't had the basketball in Hancock County's half in what has seemed like forever. Duncan inbound to Poole. Roberts. Riley pass inside. Great find. Triple on the way is no good from Haven Riley. And Sydney gets out rebounded here. Passes no good though on the attempt as Isabel's able to get the steal on the inside pass, and the Lady Tigers finally get it over to their side of the court. Kick out.
Does find Cassidy open for three again.
And that's what she's best at.
That left side corner there, absolutely lethal for Cassidy. 3 for 3 over there. 3 for 4 threes on the night.
And Duncan has the answer, no problem, as the Lady Hornets able to regain that lead. Kick down though, Cassidy doesn't think about this shot, and it's back to Isabel. 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Natalie here on the right side, and the Lady Tigers, that doesn't feel like anybody's been ridiculous offensively, but how long has it felt like the Lady Tigers have actually had possession?
Natalie open for 3.
And yes, Natalie with the triple, and that left corner so far really keeping the Lady Tigers in this game. But there's Carmen Riley, and you can't let her get going.
20-20 now.
Isabel
Does keep it in, and
oh, wow.
will find the bottom of the net there. 22-20.
And Kiera
Duncan for 3.
Duncan knocks down a triple. And this is back and forth as it gets right here. Isabel, left side, finds Aaliyah. She knocked one down earlier. Back to Isabel, who pulled up on a 3 just in that first quarter. Isabel looking, kick out to Cassidy. Can't get off the shot, gives it out to Aaliyah, to Natalie now. Back out to Isabel. Under 2 minutes to go until halftime. The Lady Hornets leading. Natalie hands it off to Isabel. On the left, thinks about the pull-up, drags it out, gives it to Cassidy. Sydney. Natalie again here in this corner. Into Aaliyah, who turns. Kicks it out, 3 on the way from Isabel, and knocks it down.
The Lady Tigers have brought out the firing squad.
Not sure what the call is here.
I believe they may have called that one a 2, but I'm not sure.
Seems to be staying consistent on the scoreboard as 25-23 for the Lady Tigers. But Duncan here, Duncan who has had a response to everything the Lady Tigers have done tonight. Lily Roberts no good, and Aaliyah with a massive rebound. Under 1.5 to go. Aaliyah drives it right. Maybe walked there. Cassidy drives it all the way and puts up the little floater and gets it.
27-23 now, Lady Tigers.
Largest lead of the game, I believe, from the Lady Tigers. Haven Riley or Bailey Poole, they're able to split everybody though, and just too slow on the recovery from the Lady Tigers. As that was Bailey Poole, they're able to get around everybody.
Grimes now looking to slow this one down.
45 seconds in a very close game so far. Cassidy, Sydney. Kick out to Cassidy, 3's on the way. Gets it again! And she is absolutely on fire with 4 first half threes so far, and now a 5-point edge from the Lady Tigers. Here's Duncan, left side. She's looking, drives it up, shakes it up against Aaliyah, can't get the roll. Into the hands of Aaliyah now. Cassidy drags it all the way back.
May have gotten away with 2 fouls on her.
Throws it up, 3 on the way from Natalie. It's no good, but tipped off the hands there, I believe, of Sydney, and would have been a massive shot to blow this game wide open for the Lady Tigers. See Casty now come out of the game, and for Skylar, and a lot more smiles in this Breck County crowd right now.
A round of applause for the lady who will sit down, McDaniel. Cassidy McDaniel, absolutely on fire in this one.
Phenomenal showing so far as Leah commits the foul there on Carmen Riley.
4 for 5 on the three-point line. She's got 12 from the three, and she's even got that floater to her name. 14 points of this 30.
4.6 on the clock before halftime.
I assume they'd be looking to try to find Riley.
Riley or Poole. Poole kicks it out. Riley drives it in, throws up the short jumper and gets it. And the Lady Hornets are going to be able to trim this lead to 3.
What a way to end that first half. An absolute scoring fest from both teams as we now send you over to a word from our sponsors.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor. And that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you. And online at wrightimp.com.
Emptiness. That's what this is right now. And I'm not just talking about the auditorium. Here at Breck Live, we have space for a commercial. Your very own commercial. Kobe. This could have been you, but instead, it's just me, all alone. And I just want to go home.
Here at Breck Live, we have space for commercials. This ad could have been yours.
But instead, you can watch us eat for the remaining time of this commercial.
Being a Breck Live broadcaster and seeing all these players, I realize now that I wish I could dunk.
Whoa. Whoa.
If you would like to advertise for Breck Live, your wish is our command.
And we welcome you back now just before the second half action here. And Noah, what did we see in that first half as the Lady Tigers lead 30-27?
We certainly seen an electric second quarter that's seen just an absolute back and forth between the Lady Tigers and the Lady Hornets, including an absolute barrage by one Cassidy McDaniel, who put up 14 points in that first half. Almost just about half of what the Lady Tigers have put up in this game. But the Hornets did end it on a good note. They did get a 2 to end the half to make it a 3-point game coming back into this one.
It was pretty convincing from Cassidy, as you mentioned. 4 3-pointers made. Very impressive, and I think anybody would argue she's keeping us in this game right now.
3 of those 4 threes all coming from that far left side, that left corner, and anytime she was open, you just had a feeling that it was going to go in.
Yeah, Lady Tigers, of their 30 points, I believe have made 6 threes so far. And that's what's been the factor so far for the Lady Tigers. But for Hancock County, it was interesting. We saw so many styles from them early. Definitely just tried to slow the game down, wanted to force errors from the Lady Tigers, wanted to hold on to possession as long as possible. But late in that second quarter, we saw the Lady Tigers just kind of explode and force the game back and forth. But Hancock County was still able to answer. Kiera Duncan particularly, who was able to have a response to just about everything the Lady Tigers were able to knock down.
Kiera Duncan and Carmen Riley never really caught too much fire in that first half, but still a threat nonetheless. I think it is, while we do talk about with the one senior, the lack of experience, I think still we have enough experience that we are able and have been able to lock down Carmen Riley from, I would say, the typical performances that she is used to putting up.
As we know, 5 threes made, 5 for 7 from 3 just a couple of days ago. 21 points versus Grayson County. This is a 7th grader still. And so far have held her at less than that, and that is what is important. Kiera Duncan, though, has definitely filled in that spot, although Kiera Duncan, 11 points per game scorer as well.
We even mentioned earlier the first home game when Hancock came to Tiger Arena. She did put up about 15 points. However, that is around her average. That is tolerable as long as the rest of Hancock isn't getting into rhythm.
And as you mentioned that, we are just about to get underway. It's going to be Lady Tiger basketball. Natalie to inbound it. And it looks like it'll be the starters from the Lady Hornets and as well from the Lady Tigers. As Isabel gets the ball and gets the second half underway. Isabel right side. Out to Sydney, top of the key. Kicks it over to Cassidy, who has some space. Didn't shoot it, though. Into Aaliyah. Had the back cut opportunity to Sydney, but she's going to just pass this one back out to Isabel.
I think that may have definitely been the smart move there, as a lot of these passes have been troublesome.
Here's Sydney with a chance in and a great finish. 5-point lead for the Lady Tigers now, just how they wanted to start this second half. Back into the press quickly. Carmen Riley with a turnover there, and that will be her second turnover, I believe, of the game, as the Lady Tigers regain possession here with a chance to push this lead out. Isabel here working deep in her own half. Aaliyah to Sydney. Quickly break the press. Cassidy here in the corner. We know how dangerous she is there. Out to Isabel, and Bailey pull on her. She's going to pull up. Fires up the triple. Short. And nobody there for the Lady Tigers able to get that long rebound. Makes its way into the hands of Poole, right side. Kicks this one out. Kiera Duncan, who knocked down more than a handful of triples. Takes a great back cut. Puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Sydney, though. Sydney looks great fine to Aaliyah. She's going to drive it in, kick it out. Isabel here. Thinks about the shot. Has Natalie in the corner, but is just going to drag this one all the way back out to the top of the circle here. Isabel to Cassidy now with the left.
Cassidy puts that one up short off that front iron. Here's Carmen Riley.
The Lady Tigers not able to push that lead out further so far. Really need to put this into a tough place for the Lady Hornets. Want to make them force the game and make them make mistakes. Roberts, great fake. Can't get anything out of it, though. Carmen Riley a triple. No good. And Haven Riley got the rebound, but turns it over on the pass to Roberts. Cassidy across the timeline. Pulls it up at the free throw line. No good again.
Perhaps rush that one. Carmen Riley, another rebound on this one.
Riley right side, takes it to the right, floats
Puts
this one
up
up.
A floater, no good, too long.
And foul going to be called against Lily Roberts there. And very fortunately for the Lady Tigers, we are seeing Carmen Riley unable to knock down some shots. And she's had a couple open opportunities so far in this third quarter. Cassidy here, great find to Aaliyah, streaking down the court, but she's going to get nearly triple teamed. Cassidy here to Isabel, and one step too many there. And once again, the Lady Tigers unable to capitalize on another Hancock County turnover. Roberts. Riley. Poole. Kind of stuck here. Need to get it across the timeline and will eventually into the hands of Roberts. 3-on-2 opportunity. Haven Riley drags it out. Drives it all the way in, though, and too easy, you would argue.
Almost a fantastic finish there.
But the foul going to go against Natalie here, and just unfortunate there for the Lady Tigers.
5-point game. Still far from over. Still plenty of basketball to be played here.
And here's Carmen Riley. Great job from Sydney there to make sure Carmen Riley not too comfortable on the ball, forcing her way out on the perimeter. Here's Poole. Haven Riley now against Cassidy. Isabel with some great defense there on Lily Roberts, forcing that turnover. Natalie getting double teamed at the timeline, nearly throws it over the head of Isabel there, but Isabel now with the ball, under 5 to go in the third quarter. 5-point lead for the Lady Tigers. Natalie right side.
Screen from Mucker.
Sydney.
Out to Sydney, open for 3, no good.
Maybe looked like it had a chance, but just long there. Here's Bailey Poole on the other side. Spins, shoved all the way out, and what a hustle from Sydney. But unable to get the ball, and somehow, I guess she never touched the ball, and it's going to go to the Lady Tigers there. And
what
we see
fantastic hustle there as her twin sister Skylar, will check in for her.
And it really paid off there, that hustle. Getting possession back for the Lady Tigers. Desperately need to push this lead out. Aaliyah, Isabel takes it left, has a lane, puts it up, and she's hit. Foul going against Kira Duncan there, who hasn't made as much noise so far in this third quarter. In fact, Hancock County yet to get on the board in this third quarter. Isabel, the only player on the night to get to the line, 1 for 2 for the Lady Tigers.
Now makes that 2 for 3.
And pushes that lead up to 6. Now the largest of the game for the Lady Tigers. Chance for 7. And gets the friendly roll. Big free throw there. 7-point edge. 4-0 start to the half for the Lady Tigers. Roberts operating on her own side of the court. Kicks it out here to Duncan. Poole thinks about the 3, but great recovery from Skylar. Carmen Riley throws it up, though. That one long again. And so far, Carmen Riley being taken out of this game. Here's Isabel on the right side. 1-on-2, though, and she's able to draw another foul. So far, a lot more of the Lady Tigers. We know a team that's able to get back quick and cause a lot of problems defensively and be hard to guard offensively. As Isabel knocks down another one. 4 for 5 now on the night. Eight-point edge now for the Lady Tigers. Her second. Knocks it down. And I think what we need to be looking for if the Lady Tigers can continue this third quarter, how can they finish the fourth quarter? Because that has been the killer for so many games now. Roberts, left side. Kicks it out here into the hands of Poole. Throws this one up and nearly gets the roll, but Bailey Poole is going to go to the line for the first time tonight. 65.8% on the year. third player on the night to go to the line for Hancock County. Needs to knock him down, trailing by 9. First is good as the Lady Hornets move to 4 for 5 on the night. Second is also good. 2 big free throws there to answer and push it back down to 7. Sydney, great find to Aaliyah. Aaliyah nearly out of control. Great jump stop. Sydney here. And Isabel back to reset the offense here. Takes it to her left. Looks for the pick from Aaliyah. She has a wide open 3 and knocks it down. And a big 3 there as this lead is pushed up to 10. And that forces the timeout from the Lady Hornets.
By far the biggest lead of the game, now a 10-point deficit on the night.
And we're seeing Isabel play a lot more like the Isabel we know early on in the season. Big 3 there. Knocked down a handful of free throws. And the Lady Tigers starting this half off 9-2 in the scoring department. We know, though, this game far from over. Plenty of options for Hancock County. They have Bailey Poole, who can knock down 3s. Kiara Duncan, who can knock down 3s. And we know Carmen Riley, who's yet to really get anything going, is arguably the biggest threat on this team as just a 7th grader. It will be interesting to see if we see any new faces coming for Hancock County now, as they desperately do need to get something going. And just about to get back going underway following the timeout. Looks like we're going to see the same team come in. It's going to be Roberts, Duncan, Poole, and of course the Rileys for Hancock County. Both Tuckers in the game. Isabel guarding Poole here. Just trying to force Duncan out. Nearly a turnover there. Poole across the timeline, guarded by Aaliyah. Takes it to her right. Duncan here.
You mentioned Duncan had a hot hand in that first half, but hasn't been able to get much going in the second half.
She's going to try one here, and she still got it.
That one to fall.
Back to 7. Massive triple from the Lady Hornets and from Kiara Duncan, the senior on the team. Isabel out to the left to Sydney on the baseline right. Natalie takes the drive, finds an open lane, puts it up and in. And an easy response there from Natalie Tabor with the weak hand. Sydney overplays here on Lily Roberts, but forces her to pick up her dribble. She's just nearly going to turn this one over. Kiara Duncan gets it across the timeline, though, against Aaliyah, throws this one up. And great defense, but nothing you can do about a finish like that. Kiara Duncan willing this team into this game so far tonight. Isabel against Carmen Riley. 2 really young players. Sydney, left side to Skylar. Isabel here. Takes it to her left. Aaliyah can't control it, but is able to eventually. Natalie thinks about the 3, takes it with her left, drives it up, blocked away and blocked out of bounds. Lily Roberts there, the one to block that away. And we're going to see the one with the hot hand early in that first half for the Lady Tigers as Cassidy McDaniels checks back in here for Skylar Tucker. Natalie looks for the inbound. Tosses it in here to Sydney. And Isabel drags it out. 1:49 to go in the third quarter. 7-point lead for the Lady Tigers, was 3 at the break. Aaliyah to Cassidy. Top of the key. Natalie thinks about the triple. Drags it all the way back out here. Sydney may have been open there. Aaliyah drives it with her right. Kicks it out. Sydney fires up a 3. Short, though, and unable to hit again. Passes in here to Carmen Riley. Right side, gets it across the timeline in the middle. Roberts drives it in. And a turnover here. 2-on-1 for the Lady Tigers. Isabel with Sydney to her right. Goes up and can't get the finish, but will be going to the line. Isabel back at the line. Still the only player for the Lady Tigers to be there tonight. 5 for 6. Misses the first, though. Her second attempt is good. 6 for 8 now at the line as Carmen Riley and Kiera Duncan in the backcourt for Hancock County. Kratzer now into the game. Duncan somehow able to hold on to that ball. And out to the right side to Kratzer now. Riley to Riley. Corner Duncan, who's been there all night long for Hancock County, nearly gets the end one. But she will now be going to the line once again, I believe. That foul going against Natalie there. Duncan 1 for 2 tonight, and now 2 for 3. She has absolutely kept this team in it tonight. It has not been a fantastic showing from Carmen Riley, but Duncan able to knock down 2 more and able to get a point back from possession ago where Isabel was missing a free throw. 40 seconds in the third quarter. Cassidy to Natalie. Finds a lane. Aaliyah mid-range on the baseline. No good. Chance to cut it to 4, possibly 3 points. And a foul going to be called here against Isabel. And it's Kiera Duncan who hits the deck. 26 seconds and not a popular call there, I believe.
I think there is a chance that perhaps she did slip up there.
Certainly seems a little shaken up. Baseline inbound. 26 seconds to go. Roberts drags it out. Would not be surprised if they hold for the last shot once again. Kratzer, great find inside. Duncan can't get the finish, but the rebound put back by Lily Roberts is there. This is something we've seen a lot from the Lady Tigers. They build up the lead, but they can't hold it. 4-point edge was 10. Kick out. Aaliyah fires up a triple. Can't get the finish. Natalie, though, storms the boards and puts it in. And a massive finish to the third quarter as the Lady Tigers have pushed a 3-point lead to 6 now as we send you over to our sponsors.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor, and that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you, and online at wrightimp.com.
We're going to go ahead and welcome you back here into this fourth and final quarter of this 11th district semifinal. It's the Lady Tigers leading the Lady Hornets 44-38. A lot of excitement building. This would make 17 straight for the Lady Tigers over the Lady Hornets. We push it over 7 years now, I believe, since the last Lady Hornet victory. And it's going to be Poole here to start things for the Lady Hornets. Right side. Pass over Aaliyah, but it's going to make its way into the hands of Cassidy, who's going to be triple team. Able to drag it out, though, and Isabel is quick to come and get the ball from Natalie on the left side. Isabel working up against the defense here. Isabel drags it out. Great move. Still looking for an opening, though. Working against Ella House, who is finally coming to the game, who once again is another 8th grader for this team. Natalie takes it left. Kicks it out. Sydney. Aaliyah to Isabel. She looks, finds Natalie. Wide open 3 in the corner, and it's good. And what a massive 3 that was. Natalie with the last 5 points of the game now to push this lead up to 9. House into the hands of Poole. Now Kiara Duncan. Dangerous pass to Kratzer. Into the hands of Riley. Kiara Duncan drives it in, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Casti, and a foul going to go against Ella House there. And a big turn of events in these first 3 possessions of the half, or of this final quarter. Natalie to get it underway, and we will see Hancock County actually shifting back here. Isabel with the ball. Barely through the first minute here of the final corner. Natalie left into the paint. Sydney. Back to Isabel. No rush. 9-point lead, 47-38, the Lady Tigers. Casti with a dangerous pass, maybe slipped out of her hands there. And Natalie drags it back out and into the hands of Isabel, guarded here by Carmen Riley, the 7th grader. Isabel takes it left, clears it out, she's hit again. And a chance to push this to the largest lead of the night for Isabel Grimes. 6 for 8, and the only Lady Tiger to be at the line tonight. 70% now on the year. Gets the first. Back to double digits. Tied for the largest lead of the game now. Her second is also good, and the Lady Tigers with a phenomenal start here in this final quarter. Here's Poole. Gets it in here, Duncan. Takes it right. Double team coming. Carmen Riley drives in with her left, throws it up well off the mark, and she's had nothing go her way tonight. Isabel, though, a turnover. Numbers for Hancock County. Drive in, throw up. Bailey Poole able there to get the response, and no reason for the Lady Tigers to rush that there.
I think it is no secret right now that first-year experience for Carmen Riley is really showing on her in such a big stage.
Sydney a triple. It's good, and the largest lead of the game for the Lady Tigers. Massive 3 from Sydney. 52 to 40 now in favor of the Lady Tigers. Here's Kratzer to Poole. Gets it in now to Duncan, who drives it in against Natalie. Throws it up with the left. No good. Rebounded by Aaliyah. Quickly away now. 3-on-2 for the Lady Tigers, but just going to drag it out and give it to Isabel here, slowing this game down. Just about 5 minutes to go.
No need to rush things right now. 12-point lead. Still a very delicate lead with 5 minutes left.
Isabel to Aaliyah. Need to look for the best shot. Sydney inside. Kicks it out. Casti in the corner. 3 on the way. And it's good again. And everything going the Lady Tigers' way right now. 15-point edge in this one. Phenomenal stuff in this start of this quarter.
And there it is again, that left corner, the absolute hot spot.
Her
of
5th
Cassidy.
from that spot today. What a phenomenal showing here in the second half from the Lady Tigers. We've seen them slow down a lot in recent games, particularly against Grayson County. I believe the last game you were at, we remember that one well. Really a dagger, but so far holding on, playing well, and fighting hard. And here they are with a 15-point lead and just about 5 minutes away from potentially booking their ticket to a district championship for what would be the 7th season in a row. Roberts to get it in. Hancock County needs to get some things going in their favor. Roberts to Poole. Takes it left, drags it in the middle. Maybe a double dribble there. Still going all the way into the corner. Double team Not a good position to be in, but throws it off the leg there of Cassidy, and it will stay with Hancock County. Inbound going to come from Kratzer here. Going to give this one into Poole. Carmen Riley still in the game for Hancock County, but I think you mentioned it well. Big moment for her. And a lot of pressure for such a young player. Three is no good there from Poole. Going to be dragged down, though, and Kratzer. Really impressive rebound, not so much in the finish. Aaliyah to Isabel now, though. And the Lady Tigers can easily get this under 4 minutes. Isabel to Natalie. Looks for the cut from Cassidy. Out now to Aaliyah. Takes it to her left. Great drive. Puts it up and can't get the finish, though.
Just rolls out.
She's had a lot of unfortunate rolls today, Aaliyah. Here's Poole.
Unfortunate rolls and unlucky bounces.
Poole all the way out to Kratzer here. Back to Poole now. Inside pass. Roberts tried to get something going. Carmen Riley again, and that's going to be tipped off the hands of Cassidy, it is called, with 3:34 to go. 15-point edge for the Lady Tigers. And one thing that might happen tonight that the Lady Tigers have not had happen for a while is 60 points in a game. It has felt like a long time. It was before that first Grayson County game, the Lady Tigers have scored 60, and I believe it was against Fern Creek. Pass inside, no good, into the hands of Isabel.
Hancock County very nearly got caught with 6 on the floor.
3:25 to go. Isabel on Riley. Natalie takes it left, out to Cassidy, who's been oh so important in this game. Takes it left to Aaliyah now. She takes it to her right in the paint. Natalie, great take. Cassidy fires up another one. This one no good, though. Into the hands of Duncan. Under 3 minutes now. 15-point game. Still in favor of the Lady Tigers. Roberts kicks this one out into the hands of Haven Riley. And Hancock County forced to call a timeout here. 2:51 to go. What do the Lady Tigers have to do to seal the deal, Noah?
Well, they need to keep this hot streak going, but they also need to keep the defense hot. They really need to make sure they're getting stops. We've seen that this Hancock County team can catch fire, but the matter for them, on the other hand, is to stop this Lady Tigers offensive onslaught that we've seen here tonight.
It's been a much more impressive third and fourth quarter from the Lady Tigers than we've seen in a long time, and it's a really good thing to see. If this team wants to make some noise at the Sports Center, if they want to make it 5 straight, it's going to take efforts like this.
Oftentimes we've seen this Lady Tigers team look amazing in that first half and then just watch it slip away in the second half. Hoping that this is not going to be the same case in this one here.
Starters back out there for the Lady Tigers. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
And the case is the same for the Lady Hornets here.
Hancock County basically needs everything to go their way now. Roberts to get it in. Gets it in to Poole here. Carmen Riley, the 7th grader who has not gotten anything to go her way tonight, takes it right, drives up against Aaliyah, throws it in, turnover, and Sydney first on it. She's going to take it and call timeout quickly. And a great hustle play there from the Lady Tigers. And just what they need to do if they want to seal the deal on this one. 30-second timeout called. Hustle plays like that are what's going to win teams big games. And we know Sydney and Skylar, 2 of the best, are getting right on the ground, being the first ones to every ball.
We have seen a constant 6-person rotation in this game. The only person from the bench to have gotten any action in this one so far is Skylar Tucker. But we do know the stakes of this game are higher than any game they've played all season.
Of course, I think a lot of people This game was sort of a toss-up after how the Lady Tigers have been playing and the way Hancock County have been playing. But the Lady Tigers right where they want to be now. 55-40, 2.5 to go. Isabel against Carmen Riley again. Isabel, who's gotten the better of the matchup tonight for sure. 2:30 now. Takes it left, drags it back out. No rush from Isabel. Out to Cassidy. Finds Aaliyah inside, out to Natalie. And just going to grind this one out to under 2 minutes. Isabel here on the right. Drags it all the way back out again to the halfway line. 2 minutes to go now. Isabel to Natalie. Hancock County coming to swarm. Isabel comes away with it. Gives it up to Cassidy. And a near turnover here, but Cassidy's able to regain it. And a foul going to be called there. That one going to go against Lily Roberts. And some terrific work they're doing. A little bit of what Hancock County did at the end of that first quarter, I think, as you would mention.
Definitely trying to kill time. Don't want to give Hancock County any chances to get through on this lead now. Under 2 minutes. And just slowly it's looking more and more out of reach of the Lady Hornets.
And Aaliyah, the first person at the line tonight, not named Isabel for the Lady Tigers. And she misses the first one of what may have been a surprise, over 80% on the year. And Isabel fights for that one. Will be a foul against her. Hancock County on the baseline will get the inbound with only a minute and a half to go, working against a 15-point Mountain. Carmen Riley to get it in. Finds Poole. Riley, inside pass. Duncan. And they're going to call a foul there against Aaliyah. And again, we're going to see Hancock County with the inbound pass. It'll be Kiera Duncan again on the baseline.
One more will put the Hornets in the bonus.
Inbound, great job there from Sydney to keep her hands up, nearly forced an error. Roberts chucks this one up, and a really important finish there from the Lady Hornets. Still motivation. Natalie looking to get it in, gonna find Isabel here. Takes it down the left side. Nobody near her, takes it all the way in, and she's going back to the line. 8 for 10 on the night. And this will be 2 shots again from her. Able to knock down another big free throw. And the second is good as well. 10 for 12. Under a minute to go now. Duncan. Poole, right side. Takes it in. Into the hands here of Riley, who gets the roll. And the answer. 50 seconds now. No rush from the Lady Tigers. Natalie looking, and she's just going to call timeout here. The Lady Tigers with plenty to burn. No rush, 13-point lead.
Meanwhile, 1 timeout left for the Lady Hornets.
The Lady Hornets need basically everything to go their way here if they want to come out victors. (57-44). Hancock County only 1 missed free throw on the night. The Lady Tigers with 3. Although 2 of them from one person who has taken 12 of them. 10 for 12, Isabel, on the night.
Under a minute left now, and it does appear that this will be the last game of Kiera Duncan and Madeline Lidnauer's high school careers here.
And Isabel looks like she'll be going back to the line, but for 1-1. And yes, as you mentioned, we saw it at the end of that Cloverport game as well. It is really hard to see some of these seniors have to walk away from the game from one last time.
A very emotional ride for sure.
As Isabel knocks down another 11 for 13. She's made 6 straight now. 58-44. This one's short. And Aaliyah, though, not going to let it get away from her that easy. And Natalie with the rebound to Sydney, who's now going to the line.
14-point game, and the Lady Hornets aren't going to let this one go.
This time it'll be 2 shots, double bonus. Sydney's first. Gets it. 52% on the year. A chance to get to 60 here. And that's a number the Lady Tigers really need to see. Puts it up and puts it in. And we see there the seniors, Kiera Duncan there in particular, come out of the game for one last time. 16-point game. Carmen Riley put up there from Lindauer. Thrown up and in there. Good finish there by Roberts. 20 seconds, 60-46. Natalie here. Not going to draw the foul. Just drags this one out to the right side, and I think that will just about wrap it up.
A 14-point game, 60-46. Lady Tigers are going to walk away victorious over district rivals Hancock County as we send it over to your sponsors.
Wright Implement is your one-stop source for everything John Deere. Save like never before on everything from commercial zero-turn mowers to lawn tractors to compact utility tractors and more. Right now at Wright Implement, you can get 0% financing for 60 months on a brand new John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor. And that price includes a loader. Save today at Wright Implement with 9 locations in Kentucky and Indiana to serve you. And online at WrightIMP.com.